In this video, you will see me react, as well as showing you references from Christian prints on your screen.
No, no, no.
Okay, hold on then. We have to take a Muslim first, please. Hello?
Yes.
Who is with me, please? You are live on air, my friend.
Yes, this is
This is who?
Abu Abdullah.
Abu Abd?
Abu Abdullah.
Abu Abdullah. That's good. That's wonderful, Abu Abdullah. Sorry for the first caller. You can call me later, please, because we have a Muslim friend he is calling, so Muslims always come first. Forgive me, please. So, Abu Abdullah, what do you want to say to us? Go ahead. Everybody hear you.
Okay. So I have some questions for you.
All right.
So the first question I guess I have is
Is your question written in front of you? Is the question written in front of you, or somebody is giving it to you?
no, they're right in my head.
Oh, in your head. That's good. I thought they are not in your head. Okay, that's better.
Okay. So what is the criteria for a prophet?
What is the criteria? That's wonderful. What is the criteria for a prophet? You see, the Bible speak about a prophet. My friend, do you want me to answer you or not?
No, for any prophet, not a particular one.
Yes, not necessarily, not necessarily. The Bible says if anyone prophesy in the name of other God, that's a false prophet. And then the second criteria, if he make a prophecy and the prophecy did not come true, he is a false prophet. And that goes for your prophet.
Okay. So
you're a prophet as an example. Hold on. You're a prophet as an example. He made a false prophecy as an example. He said the judgment day is near and the moon is split. And the judgment day never come and the moon never split. And this is a false prophecy proving Muhammad to be a false prophet. What do you think?
Okay, hold on. Let me answer that for a second. So you're saying the first prophecy he said is that the hour is near?
Yeah.
Okay, it is near. How's that now prophecy came true?
Well, it's not near. I mean, he said that for 300 years and the moon did not split and the moon is already one piece. What happened? Allah after Allah he split the moon, my friend, hold on. Allah he split the moon and he glued it together again. What happened? Explain to us. Did Allah split the moon really? Did Allah split the moon really, or this is a lie?
Hold on, the moon was already split.
Almost.
That's number one.
The moon is split.
Number two, the hour is near. It is near. Because one day, it says in the Quran, one day with your Lord is like 1,000 years of your time.
This is something Muhammad he took from the Old Testament. But my friend, hold on. You see, Muhammad, when he said that the moon is split, hold on. When Muhammad he said the moon is split, it's mean that judgment day already started. This is a sign of the judgment day. It's not about it's going to be near 1,000 years from now. He's speaking to a human being. He's not speaking to God. It is man speaking to us, and God told Muhammad it's near. And the near here about what? About the moon split. Look, the moon is split. But the moon never split, and the moon is one piece. It's still until now.
The moon split in the time of Rasulullah. It already split.
Okay, what the point of splitting the moon in the time of Muhammad and put it together again? Why is that?
Okay, what's the point in Allah splitting the Red Sea for Moses?
Because he want to save them. The answer is very simple. Because he want to save them. Yeah, because he want to save them. He want to save them. But now, explain to me what the point of splitting the moon and Allah he glue it again.
You admit that Allah split the Red Sea. So if he split the Red Sea, why is he not capable of splitting the moon? Now I can see this argument coming.
My friend, I told you why he split the moon. He split the moon because supported judgment day, and he split the sea to save Musa, and he saved him. Now he split the moon here for what? As a sign of judgment day, but judgment day never come. So when you split the moon, my friend, when you say the moon is split, it's mean that said judgment day is there and the moon is gone. We split it, we came two pieces, and this is a sign of judgment day. So why Allah he split the moon? When Allah he split the moon to do what? To show us that judgment day is coming, right? Okay, so judgment day is coming, but nothing come, and the moon is not split. It's there.
Let me explain. First of all, you're supposed to be a Christian, right? You're not an atheist. So if you're a Christian, you have to abide by certain criteria, by certain rules, which is that we believe in miracles. We believe that Allah can perform miracles.
Show me a proof that Allah he did the miracle. Go ahead.
The miracle is the splitting of the moon.
There's no witness of it, and there's nobody can prove it.
Okay, thank you. Excellent, thank you. Now, who is the witness that the Red Sea was split?
The people who was there, thousands of people.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, thousands of people were there at the time of Rasulullah. So you just defeated your whole argument.
My friend, what Muhammad he saw and what the Arab saw, it was an eclipse, a normal eclipse. Muhammad he took this poetry from an Arab man. His name is Amr al-Qais, and he put it in the Quran.
We're off the topic now. Hold on for a second. Don't start. In the Quran, it says that the moon was split.
Okay.
And the Quran, it says that the Red Sea was split.
Okay.
So if you are a person who believes in the miracles that are given to the prophet, okay, then these are two equal miracles. You can't say that the Red Sea happened and the moon did not happen, unless you're an atheist. If you're an atheist, you can say that. You can say none of it happened. Then you have another argument there. But if you believe in prophets that were sent by God who were given miracles, and how can you say that the moon was not split, but the Red Sea was split?
Okay, are you done?
I'm done. I want you to answer the question, please.
The answer will be in the Quran. In chapter of Al-Isra, chapter 17, verse number 59, Allah he confirmed that he will never give a miracle. So if Allah he confirmed he will never give a miracle, and then you say to me that the moon split was a miracle, that means there's a contradiction. Read with me carefully. And we refrain from sending sign only because men of former generation treated them as false. Do you see it? And then he count the sign he gave. Allah he refrained from giving sign. So how he refrained from giving sign, yet he split the moon?
Okay. Now, first of all, what is the tafsir of that ayah? Because what you
it says Allah refrained from giving sign. You can read any tafsir for me. Go ahead. Go and read, open any tafsir for me, my friend. Don't waste my time. Go now, open any tafsir and let us laugh together.
Go open up the tafsir of Ibn Kathir and you will see the explanation of that ayah.
All right, now, here we go. Okay. Let us go to Ibn Kathir, my friend. Chapter 17, verse number 59. You are the one who chose Ibn Kathir, not me, right?
Thank you. Okay, yes, go ahead.
All right. So, guys, he is the one who chose Ibn Kathir, not me. 1759. We go here. All right. The reason why Allah did not send sign or miracles. The title, do you see it? Sa'id ibn Jubayr said, the idolater says to Muhammad, you claim to be that before you were prophet, among whom the wind was subjected. Like, because Muhammad he claimed that Sulaiman he controlled the wind and he have flying carpet, and the other could bring the dead back to life, and this is Jesus. If you want us to believe you, ask your Lord then to turn us a safa into a gold for us. Allah conveyed to him inspiration way. I have heard that they have said to you as you wish, etc. So here is the explanation that why Allah will not have a sign for them, because they will not believe it anyway. Correct?
Okay, you did not read the full explanation.
Okay, my friend, the screen in front of you, you read it. Go ahead, I'm listening.
I don't see the screen because I'm just.
I will give you a link in your Skype. Is that fine?
Yes, please.
Okay, go ahead. Please open the link in your Skype. I'm listening.
Oh, I'm not quite sure how to use the link.
I said the link. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, my connection is slow. It's opening up.
No problem. The title it says, let me help you until you open. The title itself is giving us the answer. The reason why Allah did not send signs. Conclusion. As simple as that. And miracles. Who is saying that? Ibn Kathir, not me. The reason why Allah did not send signs or miracles. Conclusion is in the title. Read and let us see.
Okay. I don't know where you got this tafsir Ibn Kathir from.
Guys, he's asking me. He don't know where I get this tafsir Ibn Kathir from. You are the one who asked me to get you Ibn Kathir, and this is Ibn Kathir.
I'm going to go to mine. Just give me a second. While well, I'm finding that. I just want you to answer me a question. So,
hold on. I want you to explain to me, what do you mean where I get this tafsir from? What do you mean? Here we go. Let me show you. Oh, no. You are accusing me that I am fabricating things because simply you did not like it. You did not like what you asked me to read for you. This is Quran X website. Quran X. This is very Islamic website, and this is Tafsir Ibn Kathir, and the website is in front of you, and the address in front of you. So why you are accusing me, saying to me, where do you get this tafsir from?
Hold on. What's the number of the ayah?
What?
What's the number of the ayah?
I gave you the link. 59? Don't you see? Are you blind? Don't you see the link? I gave you the link. It says chapter 17, verse 59. And how many times I need to repeat the verse number and the chapter number? I told you from the first second I started talking about this. In chapter 17, verse number 59, Allah, He said, how I refrain from sending miracles. You said to me, okay, show me tafsir. Don't give me your explanation. I said, okay, what tafsir you want? You said Ibn Kathir. We opened Ibn Kathir, and now you are saying to me, where do you get this tafsir from?
All the prophets were given miracles. Each and every prophet and messenger were given miracles.
And why Muhammad, he don't have a miracle?
He had many miracles.
Wait, it says here in front of you, Allah, He refused to give miracles. And you are saying this is a contradiction. Are you saying to me Quran is a book of fabrication? Because if Allah gave him miracles, why Allah He say He refrained from giving him miracles?
The ayah does not say that Allah refrained from giving miracles.
It says that. Read the ayah for me and read the interpretation. Aren't you the one who asked me to read Ibn Kathir? What's wrong with you? Now you are shooting in your foot. Guys, isn't it him who said to me Ibn Kathir? Is it him? It wasn't his choice. I did not even choose Ibn Kathir. You are the one who said to me, let us see the interpretation. I said, sure, which one you want? You said Ibn Kathir. So it is your choice, and Ibn Kathir is saying to you, well, Allah refrained from sending a miracle. As simple as that.
Okay, so it says, وَمَا مَنَعَنَا أَن نُرْسِلَ بِالْآيَةٍ إِلَّا أَن كَذَّبَ بِهَا الْأَوَّلُونَ. And nothing stops us from sending the ayah, but that the people of old denied them.
I like your Arabic, by the way. I want you to teach me Arabic when you have part-time. My friend, it doesn't say that in Arabic. وَمَا مَنَعَنَا أَن نُرْسِلَ بِالْآيَاتِ إِلَّا أَن كَذَّبَ بِهَا الْأَوَّلُونَ وَآتَيْنَا ثَمُودَ النَّاقَةَ مُبْصِرَةً فَظَلَمُوا بِهَا وَمَا نُرْسِلُ بِالْآيَاتِ إِلَّا تَخْوِيفًا. Learn Arabic before you don't act like you are reading Arabic. You do not know Arabic. Now, the verse in the front of you says, we refrain from sending miracles, and we never send a miracle, and we will not send a miracle because people of former generation did not accept it, and they say it's a lie. And even he mentioned the miracle of Thamud, which is nobody can witness, it's a fiction, and the rock who became a camel. Have you ever heard of a rock became a camel, and this is supposedly a miracle? No. And then the camel, the rock gave birth to a camel, and the camel is pregnant with 10-month camel. Now, I gave you Ibn Kathir. Why you don't want to read for me Ibn Kathir? Why you are wasting my time?
Okay, so what the ayah means is, I read the true tafsir Ibn Kathir. I don't know what you have. Well,
the true tafsir, guys, he is reading the true tafsir of Ibn Kathir. The one I have is fake. Did you hear it? I read the true tafsir of Ibn Kathir. I'm going to post the link of what I have, and everybody will be laughing at you. What do you mean the true tafsir?
Because the one I'm reading right here says something different. The one I'm reading right here says that we refuse to send the ayah of that mountain being turned to gold. It's talking about that particular request.
My friend, I challenge you. Okay, listen. We will make a challenge. I accuse you to be a liar. Give me the link. I will put it in the screen.
Don't cut me off.
Give me the link of Ibn Kathir you are reading from. I will put it in the screen. You are a liar.
No, you are a liar.
Okay, get me busted. Here we go. I showed you Ibn Kathir in front of you on the screen as you wish, and this is your Muslim website. Give me the link which you are reading from, if you are truthful.
Go to the Google Play if you have a smartphone.
What Google Play? Give me share with me in Skype. Share with me.
Okay, I just sent it to you. I sent you the page.
Okay.
Like I said, that ayah is about that particular request from the pagans to turn those mountains into gold. It does not mean that the prophet Muhammad was not given miracles. This is what you do to people who are listening without knowledge.
Okay, listen, guys. If this is about particular, then Allah, he should not say we refrain from sending a miracle. He should say, I did not refrain. I did not refrain. He should say, I did not refrain, and I will give you one. You just, if this is only about a particular incident, then he should not say that. This is a mistake, because he should. Let me ask you a question. Don't you Muslims say the Quran is a miracle? Don't you Muslims say the Quran is a miracle? Yes or no?
Of course.
Okay. How Allah he say refrain from sending miracle if the Quran itself is a miracle? Which means when he said that sentence, he just made a miracle. So shouldn't he say right away to them, we did not refrain, we gave you the Quran? If the Quran itself is a miracle, and now he is saying Quran, which means in the same second he is saying we are not going to give you a miracle, he was making miracle. And this is a proof that it's a lie that the Quran is a miracle. Because if the Quran is a miracle, he should not say to them we refrain from the miracle, because he is saying Quran. If the Quran is a miracle, it's like saying I am not going to talk, and he is talking.
Listen, now can I talk? Can I speak now without being interrupted? The ayah says, put it on the screen again, and if you want, you can read it in Arabic. The ayah says, and we do not refrain from sending the ayah, these miracles. It does not say that we refrain from sending to you, Muhammad. That ayah is talking about that particular request from the pagans to turn those mountains into gold. It does not mean that I don't send you, Muhammad, any miracle. That's not what the ayah says. Read what it says. Don't make up things, and don't run with the ayah. It's not based on what you understand. It's based on the words in the ayah. The ayah does not say we do not refrain from sending you, Muhammad.
Okay, Abdul. Okay. This is Ibn Kathir in front of me in Arabic. Read this for me. You claim that you know Arabic. Go ahead.
I have to get back to the screen. So my point being,
no, your point being is in front of you. Let me, you see, I'm getting you busted. Read Ibn Kathir. I show it to you in English, I show it to you in Arabic. You claim that you speak Arabic and you know Arabic, and you are not a person who knows Arabic. You are lying. Read for me what Ibn Kathir is saying. Don't skip.
I don't see the page.
No, you see the page. It's in the front of you on the screen. Are you wanting to send you a link? Here we go.
Hold on. Am I supposed to be on Skype or on YouTube? Which one?
I will send you the link, no problem. Open it in your side.
Okay. It's still loading. So while this is loading, can I ask you a question?
You said that you speak
now
Arabic.
That we understand,
you are trying to read Quran for me in Arabic, supposedly, making me believe that you know Arabic. Read for me.
What do you want to read?
Read Ibn Kathir.
What do you want
in
me
front
to
of
read?
you. Ibn Kathir in front of you.
All of it?
Read the interpretation. You know, we have time, you have time. Read what it says, because we want to get to the conclusion. Read and show me where your point is there. Show me that this is only was for that time.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. وما منعنا أن نرسل بالآيات.
Well, you are reading the verse, my friend. Read the interpretation. Read the interpretation.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But I also want you to see that in the verse, it does not say we do not send you miracles, Muhammad.
My friend, read the interpretation.
Okay, so interpretation. وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لَكَ أَنَّ رَبَّكَ أَحَاطَ بِالنَّاسِ.
What?
That's the ayah.
What are you doing? What are you talking about? What is that? Where it says that?
You want me to read the explanation or the
interpretation? The page I gave you. Read Ibn Kathir. You do not know Arabic. You are acting that you know Arabic.
I don't see any interpretation. I just see the ayah.
I gave you the link, and it's in the screen in front of me. You are trying to act like you know Arabic, but in fact you do not know Arabic. Is that true?
Whether I know Arabic or not is not the point.
No, the point is why you are trying to make us believe that you know Arabic, read it in Arabic, when you do not know Arabic. So you are lying. You are a liar. You are a liar. You are the one who said to me, read Ibn Kathir in Arabic. This is why I put it for you in Arabic. Why you ask me to give you Ibn Kathir in Arabic if you do not know Arabic?
I didn't ask you for it in Arabic. Listen.
No, you are the one who said read Ibn Kathir in Arabic.
Listen.
Listen, listen. So you do not know Arabic. So why you are trying to act like you know the Quran in Arabic? Why you are reading for me Quran in Arabic if you do not know Arabic?
Your point was that the prophet.
Listen, Abdul. Listen, I challenge you to show me where there it says in Ibn Kathir that this is only for what, that incident only. Show me. I'm listening.
Where's the English at?
I gave you the English. I gave you the Arabic. What do you want? Show me where it says that this is only for that time.
Okay.
قال
سنيد بن حامد ابن زيد عن أيوب عن سعيد بن جبير قال المشركون يا محمد إنك تزعم أنه كان قبلك أنبياء منهم من سخرت له الريح ومنهم من كان يحيي الموتى فإن تركوا أن نؤمن بك ونصدق فادع ربك أن يكون لنا الصفا ذهبا أوحى الله إليه إني قد سمعت الذي قالوا فإن شئت أن نفعل الذي قالوا فإن لم يؤمنوا نزل عذاب فإنه ليس نزول الآية مناظرة وإن شئت أن.
I love this Arabic. I don't know what are you reading, but anyway, listen. Tell me the conclusion. Where it says there, where it says that this is only one-time deal. Go ahead.
وكذا قال قتادة.
My friend, read it all by your eyes. Tell me where we can find what you are claiming that this is only for that incident.
Okay, hold on. I gotta go back to the English so everyone will understand. The people of Mecca asked the prophet to turn a Safa into gold for them and to remove them from Mecca so that they could cultivate the land. And what said to him, by Allah, which I will be patient and give them more time, for which I will do what they are asking. But if they then disbelieve, they will be destroyed as nations before them were destroyed.
And
so I'm trying to figure out where am I supposed to be reading where he does not send.
My friend, the title in front of you, it says the reason why Allah did not send sign and miracle. The reason. Now you say to me, this is only temporarily for that occasion. Show me where it says there that this is only for that occasion. I'm listening.
It was said, I just read it to you. It was said to him, if you wish, I will turn. Hold on a second. I have heard what they have said. If you wish, I will do what they say. But if they do not believe after that, the punishment will come. So that means he's talking about that particular request, like I said. Any other questions?
My friend, where it says that Allah, when he said, what are you talking about? Where in the tafsir in front of us is said that Allah, he meant only in that occasion he will refrain. It says the reason why Allah did not send signs or miracles. Why? Because people did not believe in it. Okay, well, let me ask you a question. Do people change their mind?
I have heard.
Do people change their mind? Do people change their mind that Allah, if he sent a miracle, we will believe it? Do those people change their mind? Are you saying to me Allah? Are you saying to me Allah, he do not know if those people would change their mind or not? Are you saying to me Allah is ignorant? Allah is saying they will not. The reason I will not send you because you will not believe. Okay, now let me ask you, do Allah later find out that those people they will believe and he decide to send a sign?
I really don't understand.
My question is very simple. If I say to you, I did not cook for you because you will not eat, and later I cooked because I noticed that you are hungry, right? So are you saying to me Allah, he said they will not believe, and later he found out that he was wrong and those people will believe if he gave them a sign?
Okay, can I answer your question without being cut off?
Answer without giving me a question. Answer the question first before you give me a question.
Very, very simple. The people asked the messenger of Allah, Muhammad, to turn those two mountains into gold. Okay? Allah revealed in the ayah, we do not send the ayah What does the ayah say again? And nothing stops us from sending the ayah, but that the people of old denied. So Allah said, if you want, I will turn them out into gold. But if they disbelieve after that, they'll be destroyed. So Rasulullah did not ask him to turn them out into gold. That does not mean that Allah never sent a miracle to Muhammad. What's the next question?
My friend, let me ask you a question, and this question will be very easy for you. Look like you are very smart. Which one delivered first to Muhammad? The chapter 17 or chapter 54?
I don't know.
Oh, how come?
I don't have all the knowledge.
Sorry?
I don't have all the knowledge. Why don't you educate us?
You don't have what?
But once again, you're trying to evade the question.
My friend, I'm asking you a very serious question. Don't take it take it lightly. This is a very serious question. We'll show everybody that you Muslims, you have no idea what are you talking about. I'm asking you, please don't play games. Which chapter Allah gave Muhammad first? Chapter 17 or chapter 54?
My first question in this debate.
My friend, don't jump the question, because this question will get you busted. Will get you busted, big deal. Which chapter Allah gave first? 17 or 54? 15 or 54? 17 or 54? Which one Allah He gave first? I want an answer, please.
Is the criteria in Christianity?
Don't change the topic. Don't change the topic. People are laughing. Why you are changing the topic? Answer the question, because that will show us if you are a liar or not, my friend. That will show us. That will show us if you are a liar or not. So I'm asking you friendly, my friend. I'm asking you friendly. Which chapter Allah gave to Muhammad first? 15 or 17 or 54?
You told me in the beginning of the conversation the moon was not split yet. We're waiting.
My friend, hold on. Why do you want to jump the topic? Why you want to jump the topic? Chapter 17 was sent first, because we want to finish this. Chapter 17 was sent first or chapter 54?
Always try to evade this question, because I know this is the nail in the coffin. What is the criteria for a prophet to be a prophet in Christianity?
My friend, I told you from the beginning. This is the first question you gave me. I gave you the answer. He's a false prophet. He's a false prophet. As an example, do you want me to change the topic? You want to change the topic? We can change it, but agree that you are lying to us. I'm asking you why you don't want to answer me. Why you don't want to answer me? Which one Allah gave to Muhammad first, chapter 17 or chapter 54? It's very easy answer. Either you tell me or you say I'm a coward. I will not tell you, because there is something fishy. There is something fishy. Please answer me. Which one Allah gave first? Chapter 17 or chapter?
I'll give you an easier question. How about that? I'll give you an easier question. If Muhammad was not the last prophet, tell me who was. Here we go.
We can go to that. We can go. We have all the time. I will stay with you until tomorrow. I will stay with you until tomorrow. Let us finish this one first. Why you don't want to answer? You see, you know why you want to answer? Because that will get you busted. Because if Muhammad he have no miracle until that time, if this is a chapter 17, this is chapter 17 where it says وَمَا مَنَعَنَا أَن نُرْسِلَ بِالْآيَاتِ إِلَّا أَن كَذَّبَ بِهَا الْأَوَّلُونَ. If this is the case, it means anything before that is proven to be that Muhammad never received a miracle. Do you agree?
His miracle was flipping the moon.
My friend, stop being stupid. Stop being stupid. Answer the question. Based on what you said to me, that until now, when Allah he said this verse, Allah he said, I'm not going to send a miracle because I refrain from sending a miracle for this reason. This is mean before that date, Muhammad never received a miracle. Do you agree?
Rasulullah received many miracles. One of them being which he split the moon. Okay?
My friend, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Why you don't want to answer? Why you don't want to answer? So based on what you said, listen carefully. Everybody is laughing at you. You became a joke of everybody. I don't mean to do so, but you are doing it yourself. I'm asking a specific question. Based on your answer, you said that this chapter saying that Allah he spoke about that moment that he will not give any revelation, and he confirmed he never gave revelation yet. But you are saying that the moon split happened. So I'm asking you, Did the moon split happen before this verse or after this verse?
It doesn't matter because that verse is
No, it does matter. 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 It does. It does matter for me. It doesn't matter for me. Give me the answer, please. Give me the answer. It does matter. It does matter.
I'm going to take a post on mine as well. So listen.
Why it does not? Why it does not matter, my friend? Who are you to decide for us what does matter, what is not? Who are you to decide? I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. Please respect that we're adult. We're adult. We are adult, aren't we?
If you ask me,
okay. I'm asking you friendly, nicely. Which one Allah He gave to Muhammad first? The chapter 17 or chapter 54?
Okay, can I finish now?
Go ahead.
Complete the answer before you cut me off. Give me at least 2 minutes to talk without being cut off. No, just 1 minute. I don't need 1 minute. Don't cut me off before 1 minute, okay? Now everyone's watching the time now, right? Okay? Don't cut me off. The ayat that you gave is irrelevant. Irrelevant. Because it does not say, and if anyone has a doubt, read the ayat. The ayat does not say that we do not send Muhammad miracles. That's what the ayat says clearly. Now, answer my question. What is the criteria of a prophet? And if Muhammad was a prophet, tell me who was. Give me proof in the Bible. Let's go.
Hold on. Let me show you. Because if I give you from the Bible, you don't believe in the Bible anyway. I always get Muslim busted from their book. I always get Muslim busted from their book. All right? Okay. Now, the Quran said that Allah He said to the Jews that if a prophet come to you, and this is the Jews speaking, you have to make a sacrifice, and this fire, Allah He will send a fire from the sky and is going to eat their sacrifice. Is that correct?
So you're not going to answer my question?
I'm answering your question.
I want a proof in the Bible.
I want you are trying to get away. You cannot get away. I'm getting you busted.
This is my first question.
I'm getting you busted. I gave you the answer from the Bible. I gave you the answer from the Bible. A prophet, he cannot be a prophet if he prophesy in the name of a false god, and Allah is a false god.
How is Allah a false god?
Because here we go. He say, I think, let me show you. If Allah is God, how He say that the woman, she have a sperm coming from her back, the sperm is coming from the backbone of the man and the ribs of the woman?
Okay.
How He say that? If Allah is Allah is a true God and Muhammad is not a false prophet, why He say such a stupid thing that women, they have a sperm coming from the ribs and man have a sperm coming from the backbone, which is both wrong?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, here we go. Let me show you. You are the one who like Ibn Kathir. Let us go to Ibn Kathir. No. Here we go. Because the point to prove that your God is a false God, right? And you are the one who insists what is the criteria to prove a prophet of God to be a prophet of God. You are the one who insists in trying to jump out of the topic. When I get you busted, you don't want to talk about it no more. Read with me carefully, Abdul. This is Abdul. This is your prophet. This is your prophet. This is your prophet. Stop playing games. This is your prophet. This is Ibn Kathir. Read with me and laugh. Allah, He created the man. How Allah created the man? Read with me carefully. He is created from water gushing forth, meaning the sexual fluid that comes out bursting forth from the man and the women. Thus the child produced from both of them. And then he continues saying, produced, the verse says, يَخْرُجُ مِنْ بَيْنِ الصُّلْبِ وَالتَّرَائِبِ, producing from between the backbone and the ribs, meaning the backbone of the man and the ribs of the women. How Allah can be God and He says such a stupid thing?
Hold on for a second. Can I answer your question very simply?
Don't ask me a question. Answer what I showed you. Answer what I showed you. How God can be God, but yet He says something stupid like this.
Listen, I want you to answer a simple yes or no.
Why Allah? I will answer you anything you want, but need to answer me. You are the one who's saying what is the criteria. I just showed you Muhammad is a false prophet. He prophesied of false things. He just said he's claiming that God told him how He created the baby, how He created you and me, and then he claimed that your mother and my mother, with my respect to your mother, she have testicle in her breast.
First of all, let me answer the question. If we conclude that Rasulullah Muhammad was a prophet and that the Quran is the word of Allah, that means that whatever is in that book is the truth. I don't care even if science contradicts it. That's a basic principle.
My friend, this is not about science. This is not about science. This is about basic. This is not about science. I mean, this is something that everybody knows. Everybody knows that the man have a sperm coming from his balls. Everybody knows that. You do not need to be a genius. What science? What science, my friend? What science? What science are you talking about? What kind of God he says such a stupid thing? This is not about contradicting science. This is about contradicting logic, contradicting everything a human being knows. This is the most stupid argument ever from you to say to me, oh, I don't care if it so you agreed that this is contradicts science and cannot be true and it's a mistake. This is not about logic. This is not about what is right, what's wrong. This is not about maybe, maybe not. He is talking about every one of us, because yes, God can do miracle. He can do it for a specific person. He make his sperm maybe coming from his nose, maybe. But here he is talking about every human being of us. This is how he produced, and that is a stupid teaching. There's no way God will say that.
Can I talk now?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Once we start from step one, which is we want to know if a very simple question, if Muhammad was a messenger or not. Because if he was a messenger, that means that the book that he was given is the word of Allah, and everything in it is true, no matter what we understand or how we understand it or whatever. So that's why I'm trying to ask you, what is the criteria in Christianity of someone to be a prophet? And I want you to answer this yes or no question. Did Muhammad, yes or no, did he not preach that Allah sent Abraham and Moses and Jesus, and he created Adam, and he created the heavens and the earth? If he said that, does that not mean that he's the same God that you're supposed to be worshiping?
My friend, I can create. Just shut up. Let me answer you. Let me answer you. I listen to you. I listen to you. Let me talk. If everybody says I believe in Abraham, he is a true prophet, that's mean the Mormon. Shut up. Shut up. That's mean the Mormon. That's mean the Mormon are right. That's mean the Jehovah's Witnesses, they are right. That's mean there's a million sect and cult. They believe in Abraham and they believe in God, and even they say they believe in Jesus. So what does that will do? Let me, Abdul, you are avoiding the problem. Your God cannot be God, and yet he says speak stupid. Your God cannot be God, and he prophesy. Your God he prophesy. Your God he prophesied that women she have sperm coming from her ribs. I want you to explain to me what kind of God you have. He says such a stupid thing.
All your followers, they're kind of worried right now. Yes or no? Did Muhammad? Just a yes or no?
No, Muhammad, he did not speak about them. He got them wrong. As an example, when Muhammad he speak about no, Muhammad, he don't believe in Abraham. You see, Jesus said, if you are of your father Abraham, you do the work of your father. This is what Jesus says to people like you. He said to the Jews, the real Jews, not Muhammad the fake man. He said, if you are of your father Abraham, you do the work of your father. Your prophet did not do the work of Abraham. He is a black stone kisser. He prayed in the front of the stones. He bought to a stone. He go around the stone. He worshipped stones, and he prayed to a God nobody knows, heard of them except the Arab before, who is the moon god. So how you say to me Muhammad is following Abraham, but yet he is doing that? And let me ask you a question. Did Abraham kiss stones?
When you answer my question, I answered
Abraham, I answered you. I just answered you. Are you deaf? Are you deaf? How Muhammad believe in Abraham, but yet he don't believe in what Abraham believed? How Muhammad believe in Abraham, but yet he is worshiping a God we never heard of him? His name is Allah. How Muhammad believe in Abraham, but yet he kisses stones? Answer us. Did Abraham kiss stones? Did Abraham kiss a black stone?
I'm getting to that. Your answer is no. Muhammad did not preach that Allah sent Abraham, Moses, and Jesus, and then he created Adam and Eve, and he created the heavens and earth. He did not. You're saying no? Abdul,
are you stupid or what? I just answered you. I just answered you that your prophet, he used the name of Abraham, but he don't believe in Abraham. Because if he believe in Abraham, he should believe in the God of Abraham. The God of Abraham. Okay, can you show me where Abraham he said the word Allah in the Bible?
If you ask me a yes/no question, I'm going to give you
my friend. I answered you. I answered you what Jesus said. If you are of your father Abraham, you do the work of your father. So if Muhammad following Abraham, he should worship the God of Abraham, do the act of Abraham, pray to the same God of Abraham, and should not kiss stones. Your prophet is a stone kisser. Is he or is not?
Name sticks and stones. I'm really hurt. Now listen.
I don't care. I don't care how many names your prophet he called to name them as a prophet. They are prophet before him, and they are approved already. He is just trying to improve himself, trying to make himself legitimate in my eyes, to make me believe in him as many cult leaders. So he say, I believe in Isa, I believe in Mary, I believe in Moses, I believe in Abraham, just to fool us. But that does not make him have to do with any of them. He is using their names to deceive us. Now let me ask you, why you don't want to answer? You know what, to make it simple, if Muhammad is worshiping one God, why he kiss a black stone?
That's not my point. My point
If Muhammad is no, I want an answer from you. If Muhammad is a follower of Abraham, if Muhammad is a follower of Abraham, he believed in the God of Abraham, why he kiss a black stone?
Let me give you an example.
No, don't give me an example. No, don't give me an example. Answer me, Abdul. Why he kissed the black stone? I want to know. I am an ignorant. You're a knowledgeable person. I want to learn from you. He followed Abraham, but yet he kisses stones. Why?
The argument's not working with me.
Why?
I'm gonna give you an example to help you out. Because you mentioned Jehovah's Witnesses, right?
Yes, they are like your prophet. Yeah.
If a Jehovah's Witness, which I don't believe, I believe that they're just believers like you. But if they came to me and asked me, is Jehovah the same God that Muhammad and Jesus and Muhammad preached to or preached about? I'm going to say yes, even though I don't believe in that terminology. I don't believe in what they believe in, but it's a simple yes/no question. When they say Jehovah, they mean the same God I worship and the same God you worship.
So why your God did not mention Jehovah? Why your God did not mention Jehovah in the Quran?
Don't cut me off.
Why your God did not mention Jehovah? If he is Jehovah, why we don't have Jehovah in the Quran? Explain to us.
I already told you I don't believe in that terminology.
What terminology? This is supposed to a name. This is supposed to a name. Hold on. Same time, terminology. What terminology? If we have the same God, we should have the same heaven. Have you ever heard of a God? He promised me to have endless penis. That is your God.
You can't change the subject.
I'm not changing the topic. If we have, you see, you are running away. I got you busted. Your God is a liar. Your God is a liar. God do not lie. God does not lie. You can copy the names of other gods. You can take a sign of a Mercedes Benz and put it over your donkey, but you cannot make a donkey a Mercedes. Your God is the same as that donkey. He is not Mercedes Benz. You try to make him Mercedes Benz. He is not. So when Muhammad took the logo of the Jews and the Christian trying to place it in his religion, he did not change that. The donkey is a donkey. In China they say he left as a donkey, he never came back as a horse. And what we see in front of us on the screen is just a speaking of a donkey. There's no way a horse will say that. What kind of God? He said that you have a sperm coming from the backbone and a sperm coming from the ribs of the women.
What's God's name?
What's your God name? What's God's name?
I'm asking you. What's God's name?
We don't have a name. God, he said, I am.
Have a name?
I am. Yes, God does not have a name because no name can contain him. No name can count him. No name can describe him. For he is a glory. For he is above all names. No, God, the God does not have a name, my friend. He said when Moses asked him, who are you? What I will say to my people? He said to them, I am who I am. Are you stupid or not? Now you tell me what your God name mean. You don't even know what your God name mean.
Please post this on YouTube.
Do you know what your God name mean? Do you know what your God name mean? You don't know.
Listen, don't forget to post this on YouTube.
Guys, it is on YouTube already. Everybody is laughing at you. I have 1,000 people watching now. 1,000 people laughing at you. 1,000 people laughing at you. You know, in front of everybody. I challenge you to tell me what Allah mean.
Listen, you just said.
I challenge you to say to us what Allah mean. You do not know, do you?
Hold on. Don't say something. You just said we don't have a name, didn't you?
Yes.
So how can you say his name is not Allah then?
This is what?
How can you, if you by your own admission admit that we don't have a name?
Me, we, not you. I'm not talking about you. Our God, he don't have a name. He said, I am. This is the only way he gave himself to us. He did not give a name. I am. This is why we call him Yahweh, which means I am. God is with us. God is here. I am the one who is between us. He did not give us a name. Are you deaf or what? Now I'm asking you how Allah became your God. What Allah mean?
How do you call it your God? What do you say?
My God, my Lord.
My God.
Yes.
Hold on. You just said God is the name.
My friend, I'm saying to you, your God has a name. How come we cannot find your God name in our book?
You just said my God.
I say my God, yes, and I call him as he called himself. I call him, he said, I am. This is why Jesus, when they ask him, he said, I am. The Muslim, they say to us, where Jesus says, I am God, worship me. In the Bible, Jesus, he keeps saying, I am. He said, I am the truth. I am the Alpha. I am the Omega. I am the first. I am the last. I am the resurrection. I am the day. I am the one. I am before Abraham. I am. This is how God, he presents himself by saying, I am. Now I'm asking you, Abdul, What is the meaning of your God, Allah? What is Allah mean? Do you know?
Be honest with you.
I will shave my 20-foot beard if you can tell me what the word Allah mean. Do you dare to tell me what Allah mean?
I'm really disappointed.
I'm asking you, are you saying that you are worshiping a God you don't even the name meaning?
Listen, you just admitted you don't have a name for God. So
guys, yes, because there's no name can describe him. There's no name can contain him. There's no name can count him. No name. There's no name. All names is languages. Is a language of a human being. Nobody can describe God. Listen, Abdul. Listen, Abdul. I told you what the Bible says. You like it, you don't like it. Go and hit your head with the wall. I'm asking you now, what the meaning of Allah? You don't know. How you worship a God you don't even know his name, where it's coming from. We asked a guy who has a PhD in Islam, guys, 2 weeks ago. He said, an Arab guy, he said the word Allah, and we do not know what it means exactly, but mostly it means worship something. Do you agree with him?
Listen.
Do you agree with him? Do you agree him? His name is Dr. Ruhi. His name is Dr. Ruhi. What Allah mean? Why you don't want to tell us? Why you don't want to tell us what Allah mean?
Let me finish.
Why you don't want? No. I will not. You finish. I am here. You know this. This is what I do. I put Muslims in the corner. You have to tell me what Allah mean.
You already put yourself in the corner. You say you don't have a name for God.
You have Allah. You tell me your God. I told you we don't have a name. No, we don't. What's wrong with you? Do I need to repeat it? Do I need to sing it for you until tomorrow? God, he said, I am. This is the only thing we know about God, that he is giving himself that title, which is I am the one, which means I am the one exists by myself. I do not need anyone. I'm not dependent on anyone. So now answer me, what Allah mean?
You're trying to change the subject.
What?
Again.
No, you are the one who asked me about God names. You stupid. It's you who asked me about this. It's you who mentioned the word name. It's you who mentioned Abraham. It's you who changed the topic. It's you who jumped from the God refrain. I asked you where God he refrained you about this incident only. You could not show me the proof. It is you who jumped like a monkey from a place to place. And you know what? As long as we are talking about monkeys, do you really believe that Allah he made the Jews monkeys?
Didn't you just say about 2 minutes ago, whatever the Bible says? We believe in. If you don't like it,
my friend, you don't believe in the Bible. You don't believe in the God of the Bible. You have nothing to do with the Bible. You see why you don't want to tell me if you have a God? Why you don't? How come you do not know what your God name means? I will tell you why. Because this is a foreign name. You have nothing to do with it.
Listen.
Is that true? Is that true that you do not know what Allah mean? Because this is a foreign word. You Muslim, you stole it. Muhammad, he stole it from other nations.
Yeah, so Allah means what is worship. Allah, the ilah means anything that's worship. Allah means that he is the one who's worship.
So Allah is a name, or Allah is a name, or Allah is a word. Allah is a name, or is Allah a word mean worship?
Allah, ilah means what someone worships.
My friend Abdul, do you want me to spank you? Do you want me to spank you? Are you saying that the Muslim, when they say the shahada la ilaha illallah, they are saying la ilaha, or they are saying that Allah is a name and ilah is a word mean God?
Yeah, Allah is the proper name.
Okay,
Allah
so it's a name. So don't tell me it's ilah, la. It's a name. So it's not ilah. So what Allah mean? So what Allah mean?
I just told you.
You did not tell me anything.
He
what
is
Allah
the
mean? He's what?
He's what? That everyone worships.
He's what?
The heaven.
Say again, guys. Allah mean the one who created the earth and the heaven. Where do you get this from? Allah is the person who did that. I'm telling you. I'm asking you about the name. I'm asking you what the name means. Stop being stupid. What the name mean? What the name mean? Don't tell me it's mean that he is the one who created. Where do you get this from? Allah is a name. The name have a meaning. What the meaning from?
I just said that Allah is his proper name. Ilah means what is worship. If you make a stone to worship it, that's your ilah.
Okay, let me Abdul, can you see I have 1,000 people. Listen, I will give you opportunity, golden opportunity. Listen, let us go back to zero. I am giving you opportunity to prove to Allah that Allah is a true God. Is that fair, guys? Is that fair? There's 1,000 people listening right now. I want you to prove to us, based on your religion, that Allah is a true God. I'm listening. Go ahead.
You want me to prove that Allah is a true God?
Yes.
That's a strange question.
Go ahead.
I don't understand that. Could you explain, please?
What?
Could you explain?
You said to us that Allah is the God of Abraham, right?
Hold on a second.
You said to us that Allah is the God of Abraham, He is the one who created the earth and the heaven, etc. Okay, what is the proof that Allah He did any of that? What is the proof that Allah is a God of Abraham, God of Moses, God of Isa, God of all the names you mentioned to me? Prove to me. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Hold on a second. So you're asking me what is the proof that Allah is the creator of the heavens and the earth?
No, how you can prove to me that Allah is God?
I can prove to you that Allah is God because He revealed to us the Quran.
Because what? Because what?
He revealed to mankind through Muhammad the Quran.
Because what? Because what? Say again, please. I did not hear you.
Yeah, He revealed to mankind through Muhammad the Quran, which proves that He is Allah, that He is the creator of heaven.
So you are saying to me the proof that Allah is God is the Quran. But the Quran in front of us saying that man have a sperm coming from the backbone and women have a sperm coming from the ribs. Do you hear me, my friend? Huh?
What's the question?
You are saying to me that the proof that Allah is God is the Quran, and the Quran says that Allah, He said that the sperm of the man is coming from the backbone and the sperm of the women is coming from the ribs. That is your proof.
You keep going back to this point about the sperm coming from the backbone, and like I said before, like you just proved, or like you just claimed that anyone who's not Bible can hit their head in the wall, right?
My friend, I don't hear you. I don't know what you are saying. You are the one who said to me the Quran is the proof that Allah is God. How Allah He says such a stupid thing? Explain to us, please.
He didn't say whatever He said is the truth.
So you believe that women have a sperm coming from their ribs? So you believe that your wife, with my respect to her, she have a sperm coming from her ribs? Do you believe in that?
That's how the Quran says.
Well, the Quran is saying that in front of me.
That's how you interpret it. That's not what the Quran says.
My friend, now, this is Ibn Kathir. This is Ibn Kathir in front of my eyes. Go and interpret. And a second ago, to isn't it you who said to me the Quran says that even if it contradicts the science, I believe in it. You said that, so you agree with him. Now you don't agree?
Show me in the Quran where it says that.
Huh? Chapter 86, verse number 6 and 7. And this is the tafsir of Ibn Kathir in front of your eyes. Here we go. Let me give you Ibn Kathir. Let me give you Ibn Kathir. Here we go. Here we go. I want you to read for us what Ibn Kathir is saying. How Allah is God and He says such a stupid thing. Go ahead.
I can't read it for me.
Huh?
Read it for me.
وَيَخْرُجُ مِنْ بَيْنِ الصُّلْبِ وَالتَّرَائِبِ, proceeding from between the backbone and the ribs. It's a gushing fluid. It's a gushing fluid. He created the man from water gushing forth, meaning the sexual fluid. So this is what this is confirmed to be a sexual fluid. Thank you very much. And this sexual fluid is coming from who? It's coming from the man and the women. Thank you very much. And then he continues saying that this sexual fluid proceeding from between the backbone and the ribs, meaning the backbone of the man and the ribs of the women. Do you agree with that?
Okay.
Okay. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yes. What's your point?
But women don't have even a sperm, my friend. Since when women have a sperm?
The ayah does not say women have sperm.
It's talking about sperm. Do you want me to prove to you that this is about sperm? Do you want me to prove to you that this is about a sperm? Do you want me to get you busted? Here we go. Hold on. You're a prophet, will get you busted, Abdul. You're a prophet. May Allah bless him. He is going, going to get you busted. Read with me carefully.
Okay. I'm listening carefully. I'm driving right now.
All right. We go in the hadith, we will find the following.
No, hold on.
What? You don't want your prophet to explain the verse for us? You don't want your prophet to explain? You don't want, guys, he don't want, no, don't bring me my prophet. My prophet will do poo-poo. Don't bring my prophet. My prophet is horrible. My prophet is horrible. Don't, please. Here, read with me. This is your prophet explaining the verse. Abdul, don't play games. Your prophet described the man water as thick and white and the women water as thin and yellow, and he is saying whoever comes first the baby will resemble him, and this is sahih.
You done?
Read it.
Are you done?
Yes, I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay, so you say in the Quran it says a sperm comes from a woman's back. Where in the ayat does it say that?
Ribs, not back, my friend. The man backbone, and the women ribs.
Okay, what are you saying? Now, you just keep changing what you're saying. You told me the sperm comes from a woman. Wherever part you said it comes from.
Here we go. Your prophet explaining that. You're a prophet explaining that. You said to me where we can find that. We went to your prophet. Are you saying your prophet you do not know the Quran meaning and you know better than your prophet?
In the Quran.
Are you saying your prophet is a stupid? Are you saying your prophet is a stupid? This is why you don't accept explanation from the prophet.
Can I say that?
Well, then read it then. Your prophet explained the verse for us.
I mean, you don't have to ask me what I said. This is what I'm telling you.
My friend, you're a prophet. You're a prophet said. You're a prophet describe. You're a prophet describe what he called the sperm of the man and the sperm of the women. He said, read with me carefully. The messenger of Allah said, the man's water is thick and white, and the women's water is thin and yellow. And whichever of them comes first, the child will resemble the parent. Do you agree with that?
Of course I do.
But this is stupid, my friend, because women come has nothing to do with resembling the parents.
Maybe you're stupid.
And not only that, he is saying that whoever comes first, he claimed it's about who comes first. He is the one who control the gender, and the one who control the look. This is very stupid too.
So you're an atheist then?
What this have to do with atheists? No, I'm a Christian, my friend. How a prophet of God, he prophesy, your God now, you said to me about false prophet. How your God is a prophet and he says such a stupid thing that if you have orgasm first, the baby will be a boy and will look like you, and if the wife have orgasm first, the child will be a girl and it will look like her. And he is claiming that this is because of the thin water of the women, which is the yellow. Muhammad he claimed that the water in the women vagina, which is a sexual lotion, have nothing to do with the sperm. He claimed this is the reason to make the baby look like the mother. If the women come first, that liquid, the yellow liquid, is going to control the gender of the baby.
Can I talk now?
Sure. Sure, brother, sure.
Now, you must be an atheist because people who believe in God and that God's messengers don't question whatever a messenger says.
No, we question. We question. When your God, he says such a stupid thing, then everybody should question, my friend.
Okay, that's your opinion, and you're free to have your opinion.
It's not my opinion. It's not my opinion. You can go right now, read a book for elementary school, and they will teach you that this is stupid. This is not true.
Okay, you can have that opinion. All disbelievers disbelieve in what the messenger say. That's why my first question was so important. What is the criteria of a prophet? And we can know whether Muhammad was a prophet or not.
If he say, and I told you from the beginning, if he said a lie, he is not a prophet. This is a lie.
Where's the lie?
This is a lie because this is proven to be a lie. This is very easy to prove to be a lie.
No,
if I come first, or the women come first, that have nothing to do with the baby, how he looked like. If I come first or the women come first, have nothing to do with the gender of the baby. And the women shouldn't have a sperm. And the liquid Muhammad is talking about, the yellow and thin, is not a sperm of a woman and have nothing to do with DNA, have nothing to do with the creation of the baby. This is just a sexual fluid, just to make the process of sex easier. The same as the man have a lotion in his private part. Your prophet is being stupid when he mentioned that, and he got himself busted. This is the truth.
Don't have people talk. Listen, let me talk. Okay? So that's what my first question was important. Is he a prophet or not? It's because you understand something to be false. And what you're saying is true. That it's proven this is false. All Muslims would leave Islam. There will be no more Muslims left.
Well, what I know, there's tens of thousands left Islam because of me, my friend. There's tens of thousands, and you are going to help me now to make Muslims leave because you cannot explain to me why your prophet is saying such a lie.
It must not be so proven.
Or what you are saying, I believe in that. Or what you are saying, I believe in that. You are believing in stupidity, and that will not make you anything smart.
Where is the proof in the Bible? If Muhammad was not the last prophet, tell me who is with proof in the Bible. You cannot. I guarantee you cannot answer the question.
My friend. The reason I do not use the reason I do not use the Bible because the Bible forbid me to throw the jewels of God under the feet of the one who don't respect it. I am showing you from your book that your God, he is a liar and he does not exist. and your prophet cannot be a prophet. He is just now proven to us to be a false man. How he say such a lie? How he say such a lie? Explain to me. How he say such a lie? Hold on. I will give you a break. There's a Muslim trying to call me. Hold on. Let us take second Muslim. We give you